Hi, this is Bernice, It's a Bits Imaginarium. Welcome back to part 4 of my anatomical heart pendant. For this section you'll need 4 inches of 18 gauge wire. Start to put a curve in it with your nail. You're going to put this section between the coils and the sack section on that part there. Bend your wire, this is what you're going to be fastening onto your frame with. Now you need to do like a ruffled effect, like a scallop. Using your round nose pliers, just bend it back and forth until you've got like a lemon shape, but smooth on one side and scalloped on the other. You want it to measure around 3/4 of an inch in length and about half an inch in width. Keep measuring it against your pendant. Using your weaving wire, wrap at least 6 times around that bottom curve. Leave enough of a tail to connect it to your frame. You need at least 6 because you need to be able to do a figure of 8 weave on either side of it. It can be a little fiddly to hold at first because it's so small. But figure of 8 all the way up to the 2 curves where they join. I'll come back when it's done. Bend the 2 base wires back and hold it against your frame next to the coils. Now while you're holding it, use the weaving wire to secure it. You can go anywhere really through the figure of 8 weave you've done. Just put it through 2 or 3 times and then secure it on the back. Once you've secured your weaving wire, snip it off. Check for no sharp edges. Bend the 2 base wires to the back. And cut them just long enough to be able to wrap around the frame. Squeeze them in nice and tight. This section is exactly the same as the last one, just bigger. You need 5 inches and you want the length to be 1.5 inches and the width to be 3/4 of an inch. It's going to fit the gap on the left. Again, connect your weaving wire in the bottom curve. Leave enough to secure it to your frame. And then start to do your figure of 8. A 1 won't make you watch me do this. You need to weave right up until it bends in the wire again, like the last piece. I'll see you in a second. As before, use your weaving wire to secure it to your frame. Put it through that first loop and through whatever gap you can get it through, and the weaving behind it. It will be a little fiddly as there's more than one layer now. Weave it through enough times to secure it, and then snip it off at the back. Make sure there's no pokey bits. Same as before again, bend your wires to the back and cut them just long enough to be able to wrap around the frame. Squeezing them in nice and tight. Now to make the small veins, take 10 inches of your 18 gauge and bend it in half. Now using the tip of your pliers, you want to make tiny little V shapes like you're doing branches on a tree. Pinch them together. Bend back on one and forwards on the next one so that they always lie flat. You can do as many little branches as you want, but you need to be able to fit on your heart pendant. I do a 5 or 6 on each piece because there's 2 you need to do with these. Or you can make just one large one, it's up to you. When you're happy with the shape, bend the wire back. Now you've got it how you want it. You need to press it through the weave on the scalloped edge. Anywhere you want really, as long as it's through the scalloped edge and then going down onto the bottom of the heart. bend the wire towards the frame. It's easy with your pliers, you can get a nice tight bend. And then snip it and wrap it around that wire. Pinch them in tight. Take another 10 inches of 18 gauge and make another set of veins. Again, it's up to you how many little veins you want to put in this. I do leave a little loop on one of these bottom ones though, because it's at the bottom of your heart, you need it to be secured with a wire. Again, always making sure that you do one facing one way and then the next one the other way so that they're nice and level. Check it fit. Now you've got the shape you want, bend your wires back and fit it through where the base of the sack is. It is fiddly with being a few layers there. Hold it in place and bend your wires down flat. Check everything's in the right place. Sorry, I'm off screen. Snip your wires and pinch them in flat with some flat pliers. It is 18 gauge, so it's nice and strong. It'll keep that shape and it will also lodge itself in the weave. Now you need to take about 8 inches of your weaving wire and put it through that hole that you left in one of your base holes. In your vein, sorry, I couldn't think the word then. And then weave it through the back both sides. Now you're going to give these two wires a twist together. You don't want to do it too tight that it snaps, just enough that it's going to hold that piece of wire down. And only for about ½ centimetre, because you need to use the two wires at the back to secure it. Now go back through with your wire and hook over different parts of the veins to hold it in place. Keep going back and forth until you've got as many as you want to have it nice and secure. Once you're happy with how secure all your veins are, twist your 2 wires together at the back again. Snip it and wrap it round that wire. Make sure it's nice and snug underneath. And there's your pendant. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.